Great calls.
I did that so that I could get the light out of there.
Yeah, we'll be right with you. Oh, I can't make people co-host because I don't have that. But we're going to get going anyway. So happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to the RRR247 and direct consumer team conference call. We have some great things. Let me hit this button for 1 second before we open it up for everybody. Now, you can still unmute, but let me give you a chance to let the new people have a chance to unmute. So welcome. We're glad you made it. We've got a lot of great things going. We've got a lot of new conference calls because we have a lot of new additions to the system, and it's a really exciting time to be a part of RRR247. So welcome. This is the most important night of the week. Please don't miss it. When you're an instructor, and you will be soon, or instructor in training, then you can get on a call that we just got off of before we start this one. And it's really exciting stuff, and that's why we tightened up the time frame just a little bit. But it's the most important night of the week because all the big announcements are going to happen right now, Tuesday night. All the big additions to the system, anything Rory and Tandy are going to add to help you build your business and make more money and hit your goals and train you on everything you need to be trained on is going to happen on a Tuesday night. Never any other night of the week. We'll launch it on Tuesday, talk about on Saturday. And I know he's got a lot of great things to share with everybody tonight. But we also get to meet all the brand new people. And I know we're going to run a couple minutes late, but that's because we started late. Angie Bond, you don't mind, do you? We love hearing from all the new people, 10, 20, 30 brand new people every single week. It's a great thing to see. So if you're brand new, whoever got you here, they love to know you made it on. And we want to say welcome to the family. So click on the little microphone in the lower left-hand corner or hold the space bar on your keyboard, say hello, and don't forget to tell us what state you're calling in from. And welcome to the call. Hey, Jack, where are you calling in from?
Roanoke, Virginia.
Roanoke, Virginia. What a beautiful place. Thank you, sir. Glad you made it.
Johnson calling from New Jersey.
Where are you calling in from, Johnson?
I'm calling from New Jersey.
New Jersey's in the house. Welcome, sir. Glad you made it.
Joe Somerville calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia's here. Welcome, Joe. Glad you made it.
Foslo from California.
Annette from all the way out there in California. Welcome, Annette.
Yeah.
Glad you made it.
Thank you.
And Amani from Kansas.
Where are you from, sir?
Kansas.
Fantastic. Welcome. Glad you made it.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Tina.
I'm from Red Creek, New York, upstate New York.
Upstate, beautiful upstate, Red Creek, New York.
Yep.
Welcome,
Just a
welcome,
little
welcome.
hamlet.
Yep, little hamlets all over that place. Love it. Glad you made it.
Thank you.
All right, who else is brand new? Welcome to the RRR247 and Direct Consumer Ambassador Team Conference Call, the big announcement call, the most important night of the week.
Jerome
Glad
Smith
you're
from
here.
Tampa, Florida.
Jerome from where?
From Tampa, Florida.
I heard that, didn't I? Florida's in the house. Here we go, Jerome. Thank you. Glad you made it. Go ahead, France. France St. Jean, where are you calling in from?
Yeah, my name is Frank St. Jean. I'm calling from Philadelphia.
Philadelphia's here. Welcome, sir. Glad you made it. Anybody else?
In the house.
Hi, I'm Crystal, and I'm from California.
California's still here and being represented. Way to go. Welcome, Crystal. Glad you made it.
Linda Gomez
in the chat.
Linda Gomez, where are you calling in from, ma'am?
Lorena, Texas.
Lorena, Texas, in the house. Texas is representing. Here we go. Glad you made it. Go ahead, Brielle. Who's in the chat?
There's Rochelle from California, and
welcome,
then
Rochelle.
Tina from Ohio.
Tina from Ohio. Welcome, Tina. Glad you both made it. All right, that's like 12 people. That's real fast. That was fantastic. Anybody else?
There's a Lynn. I'm sorry.
Where are you calling in from, Polly?
Polly from Wichita, Kansas.
Wichita, Kansas, in one of my favorite places to pheasant hunt. Beautiful, beautiful country. Big skies. Welcome. Glad you made it, man.
Thanks.
Now there's a Linda from Indiana in the chat also.
Mindy from Indiana, welcome, ma'am.
Lin-
Glad you made it.
Linda. Yeah, Linda from Indiana.
Linda from Indiana. You said Mindy. I know I heard Mindy.
I'm
My
sure I
ears are
did.
getting old, but yeah, I could be wrong.
I probably did.
All right, welcome, Linda, and everybody else as well. One last call. Welcome to the RRR247 and direct to consumer ambassador team conference call, training call, announcement call, everything call. The most important night of the week if you're brand new. We just heard from 15 brand new people already, even though we got started late. Tuesday night's the most important night of the week because all the big announcements, all the additions, anything new that Rory and Tanya are going to add to the system to help you build your business, spread out globally, make more money, hit your goals, and become full-time with us. Make that your goal. Be full-time with us, like Stacy and so many other people that you've seen have to walk away from their JOB and are with us full-time now. Anytime we're going to add something new to the system, it'll always happen on a Tuesday night, or any big announcements and trainings on new stuff that Rory's going to implement and you need to be taught will always be taken care of on Tuesday night, never any other night of the week. So make sure you don't miss a Tuesday night. And I'm going to do last call. If you're brand new, we love hearing from you as well. Seeing all the different states represented. So click on the little microphone if you're new, or hold down the space bar on your keyboard, say hello. Don't forget to say what state you're calling in from, and welcome to the call. Last call.
Truist from Spur, Texas.
What part of Texas?
Spur, Texas.
Fantastic. Welcome, ma'am. Glad you made it.
Thank you.
I'd like to welcome my new student, Esmeralda Cortez from New Jersey.
New Jersey's here. This sounded, well, I seen Regina light up, and I know that face and that name, but somebody else was talking. But I did hear New Jersey, so welcome, ma'am. Glad you made it. And hi, Regina. Good to see you, too.
Esmeralda.
There you go, Esmeralda. I see you now. Welcome, ma'am. Glad you made it.
Thank you.
All right, if there's nobody else, I'm going to go ahead and hit some buttons so we can get started.
One more. Lacey Coffee from Midlothian, Texas.
I heard Texas, I think. Texas is really representing tonight. Fantastic. Welcome, ma'am. I'm glad you made it as well. That was, 17 people really quick. And if we had a couple more minutes, there'd probably be at least 5, 6, 7 more. Every week, there's somewhere between 20 and 30 new people joining the team and are still coming in hot and heavy. We jumped from 100 people to 388 people in just a couple minutes. And you're going to watch that number go over 400 for sure. Brielle, if you got that button for me, I'm going to go ahead and get rolling. And once again, welcome everybody to the RRR247 and Direct to Consumer Ambassador team conference call, training call, update call, announcement call, the everything call. Most important night of the week. My name's Niall Eddy. I got excited when the guy in Florida sounded off because that's where I'm at now. I come from up north, the upstate area from the, I think it was Tina. It's from upstate New York. So I love the beauty of that countryside as well. I joined the Army when I was 18. I've traveled all over the country and I ended up in Florida in 2005. Started in North Florida. When my kids all grew up and moved out, I got tired of the oak trees. I moved south to be around more palm trees. And then I migrated after a trip out west, traveling around the country for about 6 months. I came back to Central Florida and I found a beautiful little oasis in the middle of about 500 lakes. And if you don't understand yet that I love to fish, that's one of my pastimes, you're going to get to know that really soon. You'll usually see me in a Realtree or a fishing shirt of some sort, because that's the most comfortable thing I've ever worn, but I love to fish. So I've been in this industry, guys, for 34 years now, almost 35 years. I was a young entrepreneur. I didn't know what I was doing, but I found something that got me really excited. I seen something I've never seen before, and I dove in and became a part of it. It's amazing what happened over the years. I was the dad that lived in the construction world. I hurt my back. I went back to school as an adult with 3 kids in tow to become an aviation mechanic. And that's not an easy thing to do. And it wasn't just tough on me. I knew it was tough on the kids too. But toward the end of school, I got introduced to an industry that kind of changed the course of my life. I've seen these things before. My kid's mother was into all kinds of work at home opportunities, but I never got interested because I didn't understand what it was all about and how it all worked. You know, I thought it was just a house party thing to put more home interiors on the wall or more Tupperware in the cabinet, or, you know, just to supplement the income a tiny bit. But when I seen this one that came through the mail, I got really, really excited. And I decided to take a really good look at it because something was different about it. And I dove into the box they came with all the literature and materials in it. And you guys remember the VHS tapes that are about this big? It was stuck in a VHS player. I had one of those, and I popped it in. I seen some people talking about this industry and what it did for their lives. And I got kind of excited. But for the first time, my eyes are open about what this industry is really all about and what can be accomplished here. So I decided I was going to get involved. And I told my wife at the time, I said, if we can just make an extra $500 or $1,000 a month to spoil the kids more on the weekend, then I'm all for it. I'm diving in. I'll do everything I can with every extra hour that I had, right? And I did that. I dove in. I became part. I shared what I had found with a few other people. I was still going to school. I'm jamming in 16 credits a semester. My days are already full. And I was that dad who was lucky to get home in time to give the kids a kiss on the forehead, tell them to brush their teeth and go to bed. I was missing all that growing up time, right? But after I graduated school and went to the airport, I was there for about 8 months because something magical happened. I found out about a meeting that was happening not too far from me. I drove over there. I wanted to meet those people. I watched all these people stand in front of the room, and they were telling us about the income they were making and the bonuses they were getting at the end of the year, and they were holding up a copy of their checks. And I thought, wow, I've never seen a group of people like this making that kind of money all in one spot, unless they were professional athletes or something. And I just thought, you know, what do these people know that I don't know? And I'm a glutton for knowledge, so I wanted to know. And as each person walked across the front of the room, I shook their hand, introduced myself a little bit, let them get a little bit familiar with my face, because I knew I was going to bug them later at the dinner, right? That they were having at the end of the day. And I did exactly that. I went up to each person, I talked to them a little bit, picked their brains a little bit. I wanted to find a common thread that all these people had. And after talking to all these people from different demographics, different occupations, different education levels, and even different countries, right? Here's the one thing that I found that they had that I didn't have, and I'm going to share that with you today. And I want all the new people to write this down because it's important. The difference between all of them that were making that incredible income and me, the brand new person that just got started in the system that they were already a part of, is this: they were doing it longer. That's it. They plugged into a system, they put forth the effort, they did what the other people in front of them did, and some of them put forth a little more time and a little bit more effort than others did, and they just excelled and hit their dreams and hit their goals and were making incredible incomes. So I knew, and I'm a big believer, what one man can do, another man can do. I went home, I dove in, I became a student of this industry, and I became a student of the system I was working at time. And at that time, this is way before technology, I was doing a mail order program, mailing stuff all over the United States, right? And we were getting mailing lists of people who were probably interested in a business opportunity. But I wanted to try something different. I wanted to advertise in more newspapers around the country and get even more people interested. So I needed a voicemail, right, that could handle a lot of volume. This is when I met Rory Ricord. Everybody told me, you're ready to set up your voicemail? Go see Rory. So I called the company, I asked for Rory, got him on the phone. I met this young guy with just a lot of passion and energy and excited to teach me all about the system that he put together through the phone company. It was a voicemail system. He set me up well. He took the time to teach it to me because I was not a techie, right? I didn't know nothing about any of the technology even back then. And he took the time to teach all that to me. And he made a mistake and said, now, if you ever need any help, here's my direct number. Call me as often as you need. I called him every day for about 3 weeks, I think. I don't know. I bugged the heck out of him. But every time I talked to him, he was excited and happy to spend the time with me and help and teach me how to use this system. Because the system did something more than just take the voicemails in for me. As I built a network around the people around the country, I could put a message on that system and shoot it out to all of them at the same time. And to all you young folks out there right now, you're probably thinking, wow, that's no big deal. We do that every day, right? We've got such great technology today. This was in 1992. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have cell phones. I didn't even have a pager. I didn't know what a pager was back then. I didn't own a computer because the internet wasn't even out back then for home use. But we had this young guy with a love for mass communication and a passion to really help other people build their businesses. And that was Rory. He did all that through the phone company. But when the internet did come out in 93, 94, when we all started buying those computers with monitors this big, and it usually took two people to carry it in the house and set it up on your kitchen counter or your home office. That's when Rory really found his niche. He found his passion, his love, and ability to put his skills into motion. He jumped online. He became one of the first gurus out there in 1993. He started by building a lead generation company, because what did all of us entrepreneurs need that were jumping online? We needed leads, right? We needed people to talk to, or people to send information to, or email, because we were all starting to use email back then too. Rory became the #1 lead generator on the internet. Nobody knew then how to do what he knows how to do, and they don't know now how to do what he knows how to do. There's a lot of them out there trying to duplicate what he's doing, and there's a lot of them out there trying to, infiltrate that traffic that he creates, but they just can't do it because he has a unique system and he understands the whole process better than the rest of them, everybody out there. He became the #1 lead generation company, and he still holds that title today. Rory and Tanya have built several lead generation companies that are #1 on the planet. The only difference from then and now, they don't sell their leads to the public anymore. As a matter of fact, they don't sell them to anybody. They're taking their success, their lead generation abilities, all of their philanthropy, and they're investing that into you to help you build your business. Any of you that have been looking at other business opportunities or tried other business opportunities, you had to buy leads, what you paid for them, how horrible it is out there. There's nobody else out there that is creating those leads and investing into you. They are paying for your marketing. It's incredible. You're not going to see that anywhere else. So I got to meet Rory. I built a great relationship with him. We became friends over the telephone, even though we were in business together. He's the one that, when I said, I'm not getting a computer, I'm not getting online, I'm not a techie, he was the guy that was nice enough to spend time with me and tell me why I needed to get a computer, why I needed to get online. Yes, now you've had success, but that was in the United States. Now we can go to all these other countries. And, the bell finally rang for me. I got a computer, I got online. Listen to this. It was a 286 on dial-up in the mountains of Pennsylvania, but I was online. And from there, it just took off and we did incredible things. Not only is he the #1 lead generation company, but what do you think us entrepreneurs needed now that we're all getting online? We needed a website. We needed a place to park all the information about our opportunity, and he was helping a lot of different companies do it at that time. We needed a place to park our information that we could send people to. They can read all about it, and when they get to the bottom, if they're interested, fill out a form and ask us to call them, right? There was other companies out there building websites. We tried several of them. They were just not as productive as we needed it to be. So Rory said he was going to try his hand at building a website as well. Other guys were getting 1 in 25 response that went to the site, or even 1 in 50 people come to the site, got to the bottom, filled out the form, and asked us to call. Rory built his very first website. He got 1 in 10. We thought that was the greatest thing since sliced bread. It wasn't good enough for him. He tweaked it, made it better with everything he knows how to do until he got 1 in 5. Nobody else could do that. Nobody else could even get close to that. So he became one of the, an incredible web development company as well. And then it's amazing what we've done and what we've accomplished over the years and all the different things we marketed. But after I got to meet him in Florida for the first time, yep, it was Florida. I was living in Virginia then, but I traveled to Florida to meet him because I found out he was going to be here. And I got to shake his hand, look in his eyes for the first time. And I just seen this genuine love for what he was doing and this genuine passion to help other people. And I see Don and Susan. Don, you're the kind of guy I'm going to talk about right now. Never take your eyes. You could be talking to Rory and he never takes his eyes off you and looks the other way, no matter what's going on. Why? Because he really wants to know every word that's coming out of your mouth. He really wants to know what he can do to help you change your life, hit your goals, build your business, whatever it is that you're there for. That's the kind of guy Rory is. And I knew that day I was going to be a part of his life somehow. I just wanted him to be a part of my life and me be a part of his life. I had no idea what was about to happen, but I knew that it was going to be something because I had good people like him in my life. I felt blessed, right? I went back home. I dove into the industry. I hit all my goals every month. I set a new goal. I tried to double last month. I hit 1,000 that first month. The second month, I doubled it and hit that goal. The month after that, I doubled, hit that goal. The month after that, I doubled, I hit that goal. And I remember calling Rory about two. Well, first of all, I quit the airport after working there for 6 months or 8 months. It was just no longer advantageous for me to go to work anymore. We're having too much fun and making too much money at home for me to go punch a time clock and turn a wrench in a very stressful job like aviation. I don't think you guys understand how stressful that is to take somebody's engine apart, put it back together, and watch them go 4,000 feet in the air. And try to remember if you did it all right. I got away from that stress, and it was a blessing, and I've been home ever since. But after meeting him for a couple of years and diving into becoming a student, I got to fly out to Utah and meet his wonderful wife, Tanya. I walked in the front door, and I met this young lady raising 7 children. 6 of them played football, right? And she was running several other businesses, but she was also helping Rory train all the people that he was bringing into this industry with all of his creative abilities, helping him get this together, help him keeping it all on track, keeping everything on a schedule and happening the way it's supposed to happen. Tanya is one of the most organized people I've ever met. And if you watch Stacy or Kathy or Angie Bond down there in the bottom of the screen that's known her for a while, she plans every minute of every hour of every day of every week. And she's got things planned for 2 years down the road that are going to happen on time without a hitch, because that's how organized she is. But they're 2 very strong business people that complement each other very well. And I knew right away they were going to be a power couple and accomplish incredible things in this industry when I seen the 2 of them together for the first time. Jim Rohn told me something 27, 28 years ago. I share this with everybody. The true legends on this planet are people who find a way to help the most other people. To me, that was the definition of Rory and Tanya, and the decision I made to know them for the rest of my life was one of the best decisions I've ever made. So now I've dove in full time. I left the airport. I'm not the dad that's getting home just in time to kiss the kids on the forehead and tell them brush your teeth, go to bed. I'm the dad that got to put them on the bus, take them off the bus, go to every football practice, go to every volleyball practice. I even went to cheer practice with one of my daughters that were a cheerleader. And yep, I was the silly dad on the sideline with the pom-poms, learning a routine, making everybody laugh and having a great time. Because that's what I love to do. Spend time with my kids, make them laugh, make them enjoy life. I'm also that parent that likes to take them on vacation and swipe the credit card 1,000,000 times to make sure they have a really good time. So, because all kids go home after vacation and talk to the other kids about their vacation, right? I wanted my kids to have a blessed event to go share all with their friends. So I swiped that credit card as many times as I could. Before this industry, I'd get home and open up the bill, and that's where the regret sat in, how much I spent on that vacation, right? Excuse me. After this industry, I never worried about that again. I could take 2 credit cards out and swipe them, because here's the 2 things it gave me. This industry gave me time freedom. I got to spend all the time in the world with my kids that I wanted now. I got to watch them grow up and spend every moment that I could. Every way I could find to spend more time with my kids, I did. When the high school was looking for a bowling coach, I raised my hand, became the bowling coach for the high school. Why? I do love bowling, but it gave me a chance to spend more time with my kids. That's time freedom. The other thing it gave me was financial freedom. I never had to worry about anything. Again, anything my kids' hearts desired, it was theirs. I made sure they were not spoiled. They were SP oiled, but they weren't spoiled, right? And they understood the value of everything. And even when you don't think they're paying attention, they're paying attention. My youngest son, he's 30 years old now, just had his birthday in August. He's never had a job in his life. He started cutting grass when he was 9 years old in the neighborhood. He's worked for himself ever since, and now he owns, he's got his own tattoo business. Yep, he quit football, and he's a tattoo artist. Gave me a heart attack at first, but I realized that was his passion, and he had to do it. He's never had a job in his life. He's worked for himself since he was 9 years old, and every year along the way, I just looked at him, and he'd say, Dad, Sometimes you were a little hard on me, but you made me the man I am today. That's a badge I wear proudly. Somebody just followed my footsteps, and they're working for themselves, taking control of their life, and not working not working hard so they can send somebody else on vacation, right? He can take as many vacations as he wants. He lives right over here in Florida, not too far from me. We get to see each other like every other weekend, unless we're super busy. So it's been a great life, and I've given my kids an incredible life because of this industry and because of the system that I was working all throughout that time. And the affiliations that I had with the co-founders of the system that you guys are looking into, Rory and Tanya Ricord. It's been incredible what we've been able to do. These are two people who get up every morning or night, we do it at night too, have a cup of coffee, and they ask themselves this question: what can we do to help Don and Susan build their business faster? What can we do to help Tina understand what we have and get it out to the rest of the world? What can we do to help Linda Gomez and Front St. Jean and Esmeralda and all the other new people that we heard today get plugged in, find a couple more hours out of the day, hit their goals, and accomplish whatever it is that they came here to accomplish? What can we do to reach out to more families and give them a hand up around the world? That's who you guys are getting in business with. That's who they are. Those are the conversations they have on a regular basis. I've traveled the world with them. Roy and I go fishing everywhere we land around the world. We've celebrated a lot of holidays together. We broke bread a million times together, and I've heard those conversations. I've been a part of those conversations. This is who you guys are getting in business with. So if you're looking for a place that you can build an incredible business while you're also taking products and services out there to the world to have a positive impact on their life, then you found your home here. And guess what? We all welcome you with open arms. You're going to meet a lot of great people here who put forth a lot of effort to help train everybody in the organization. We've got a very systematic system that you just get to plug into, put forth the effort like I did, become a student of the industry and become a student of this system that Rory and Tanya put together. And there's no limit to how far you can go. You can go higher than I did and everybody else did here in the company. It's all up to you. We've got the vehicle, the tools, everything that you need for that success. All you got to do is not make this one mistake that you can make here. What do you think that is, Don? Give up on yourself and quit. That's right. I can read lips too. Good job. So fantastic. Welcome all of you. What was it? 17, 18 brand new people plus that didn't get a chance to open up and say hello. We welcome you with open arms. And it's my pleasure to introduce somebody after 3 decades. I call my brother, but he's still my mentor because he just has an incredible techie mind that I love plugging into. And even though I told him I never want to be a techie, he laughs every now and then when I accomplish something on the computer going, look at you. And I go, oh yeah, look at me. I am becoming a techie. I don't believe it. So he's our mentor. He's a co-founder, just one of the great guys that you're going to be affiliated with for the rest of your life, I hope. Mr. Ricord, where are you at? I know you're here. Unmute and the microphone is yours because I know you got some great things to share too.
So, I do, and we went. Okay, guys, I'm gonna start over. Starting next Tuesday, Tanya is gonna be running the Tuesdays and the Mondays. Okay, you guys aren't getting rid of me that easy, but she's gonna be putting you guys on an agenda of a training direction where to go. Today, I wanted to focus on something as we launch this, and today starts our millionaire course, and we had. I mean, it feels like it's been like a year ago, but weeks ago we had everybody commit to that. Brielle, how many members do we have that committed to that?
I will tell you, we have. I'm pulling it up right now. It is 232.
So we got 232, and I want to bring this up there. When I first thought I'd do this, I thought I'd get like 48. I thought I knew who they were. We had a lot of people step up. Today, we start that. Okay. Now, in honor of that, I'm going to take today and go over something I've been really getting ready on this, which is the power of manifesting and kind of how the routine goes. And I said I was going to cover this more because I've been how do you teach what you know, right? How do you teach what you know is real when it's something that is so outside of the environment? How do you teach that? And so we're going to go into it today. And I'm actually going to do what I like to do is I'm going to actually create my notes on it with you guys. And a lot of times that's just a good way you guys to see the notes done, but also I'm going to put it in a place where we all have access to it, right? And let me go ahead and pull that back up. We were on earlier with the instructors, and I'm going to put this up there. Everybody that's in the millionaire commitment, okay? We're going to focus on how to become a millionaire. That's $20,000 a week in revenue. All right. I don't mean like you made $1 million in your year. You're in your lifetime. We want to hit $1 million incomes yearly. That's the goal. Okay. And it's a big goal. All right. And I need people to sit back a little bit on this. And today's going to be the launch of it. Tanya was nice enough to say I could, you know, the word, Niall, I bamboozled this call. I took this from her agenda, and she's going to start on it next Tuesday. And then at the conclusion of Tuesday, we're going to meet. Now, everybody should be in the CRM. Everybody that's doing the millionaire need to have access to everything we do to grow. I can't teach you how to become a millionaire without teaching you to use the tools that I use and why I use them the way I do it and everything else. So you've got to be in the CRM, and you got to have access to our instructor call in the Zoom section on the top left. We will be in the instructor call Zoom for the millionaire training, which will start directly after this call in 28 minutes. Everybody here in RRR gets the benefit of the launch of this, though, because it's some very key information that I want to share and at least plant the seed. And I'm going to tell you the things I'm about to go over and break down, I didn't pick up right away. In fact, it was really hard for me to see it, understand it, and kind of believe it, because it was counter to what I was taught and raised. So I'm going to go into and break it down. And I got to tell you, the way I'm breaking it down is so much easier than how it was taught to me. And I was really thinking and praying and meditating how I could, you know, get this out to everybody. How can I inspire them to understand and to know what I know? And as easy as it is, when it sounds so easy, it's hard to believe it can be that simple. It's kind of like we all want to know there's some secret sauce to it. Like it's got to be super difficult, and there's got to be key things. Otherwise, why don't I already have it? Or why didn't my parents learn this? Or why didn't my grandparents learn it? There must be some big secret to it. Well, if there's a secret, it's just that a lot of great knowledge has been covered up. It's been hidden from us, really. It didn't get passed on. And if you look at how we learn from our elders, right? And if our elders weren't taught it, it's probably not going to pass down to us. Right? If our environment didn't learn it, our environment's not going to be able to share it with us. And so it's got to be, reinvigorated. But it's also one of those things, those that understand it, those that know it, obviously they're teaching it to their kids. They're teaching it to their generations to come, and they're bestowing this information. If you guys, I'm going to go to the gallery view for a second. I want to see more eyes. So I'm going to go to the gallery view. And if you're on YouTube Live, I just went to the gallery view for everybody. Okay. And I'm looking at all these. I know most of these faces. I love that. But there are hurdles you're going to need to go over and accomplish through them. And I say accomplish through them because the only way you're going to get through them is by working. They're not going to just disappear unless you put that effort and energy through it. Okay. But there are things that you've got, I guess, just bored to your core because of how you were raised, right? Or trauma, or things that weren't good that happened in your life. And you've got to overcome those too. You got to turn things and say, I'm not going to be the victim of that. I'm going to be better because of that. I'm going to achieve more because of, or in spite of. Right? There's things you've got to get out of your way. You can't let anything from your past be an excuse for what your future is going to become. And you've got to be open-minded to learn from people that are actually achieving. Have you ever looked around the world, and this is saying you see somebody and you're like, everything works for them. You guys can nod. Do you guys ever see people like everything just works for them? I have people, friends that I grew up with, and they're like, Rory, everything is easy for you. Just everything just happens for you. It's like it just works for you. And you're like, it's not how it works. It doesn't just happen to me. I learned how to request it, how to manifest it, how to claim it, and then how to receive it, and then how to celebrate it and get that cycle going. And once you learn that cycle, it becomes a pattern and you just get what you want. But it's always with work. Nothing just falls out of the sky into your lap. You've got to put the energy in there. You've got to follow the nudges. And I'm going to really go into this, right? Like, I don't know, like I'm going to break down a few things here. There's some great books, by the way. And in this millionaire course, I'm going to call it the millionaire course. It's the first time we've ever done it here. I'm going to do exactly what I would do to me, knowing what I know now, to me when I was 18. If I could go back to the 18-year-old Rory, what would I teach him? That's what I'm going to teach you guys. Okay. Now, I already made my first million before then. I made my first million at 17. And I spent it so quick on other investments and business stuff. Like it spends fast, right? You go buy a couple fancy cars, you go on a couple fancy trips, and I invested in other businesses, but $1 million, just so you guys know, doesn't go very far. Is there anybody here that thinks $1 million will solve all your problems? $1 million in the 80s might have done a lot more. Okay. I made $1 million in the 90s. And then I made several more after. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you, $1 million today it's like $10 million. Wait, it's like, $1 million today is like 100K back. It's like 10 times. Like it's 10 times less important to have $1 million. It just doesn't spend the same. Okay. But the fact remains, you want to create cash flow. So what I was taught is it's great to have all that money and it's great to maybe sell your company and get a payoff, but cash flow is king. Meaning if you don't have the money coming in on a regular basis, you cannot live like a millionaire. You need the money to come in. So if you have $1 million and you don't have any other money coming in, let's say you came into $1 million, an inheritance, you bought some stock, you got cashed out, insurance issue, maybe you got a settlement, right? And you got that $1 million and you were to put it in the bank, right? And you got some simple interest on it. You could maybe make 10, 20 grand a year off of that. That makes sense? You have that sitting aside. Now you could get riskier with that. I can tell you how that usually goes. Higher the risk, the higher the reward, but also the higher the risk, the higher the loss, right? And I've lost millions in building marketing stuff. So easy come, easy go, but you want the cash flow coming in. So when I'm teaching you how to be a millionaire, we're focusing on how to create $1 million incomes, cash flow coming in. And I want you to understand that if you've got $1 million cash flow, you're worth way more than $1 million. If you have a business that's cash flowing positive, call it profits of 20 grand or more a week, it's worth more than $1 million. You bring in $1 million a year, that could be worth $20 million. That cash flow is very valuable. Think about it. In order to bring 20 grand in a year, I need to have a solid, great investment with $1 million set aside to bring in 20 grand a year. So if I got to bring 20 grand in a week, that means I need $52 million sitting there paying me the interest. Is this math adding up for everybody? All right. So cash flow is king. And if you've got a business that's paying you $1 a day even, right? That's 360. That's worth far more than $365 a year. You've got an asset that's positively creating cash flow. That's value. right? We're going to focus on getting to 20 grand a week, and how we do that, what it takes. We're going to focus on that. And we're going to break it down bit by bit, week by week. And we're going to start this with 242. Is it 242, Brielle?
Yes, 242.
So the first time I'm launching this, I'm doing it with 242 people. It does take an element of crazy to do this, I think. So we'll wrap that up there. I think I'm crazy enough to do this. So, well, I'm gonna go back to this. You were creating this cash flow situation. That's what Triple R is all about. But I want you to understand the value of it, and I also want you to understand that, yeah, it's going to be harder than you probably thought it would be because you're building more value into it. We're not just trying to make money once. We're creating residual incomes, reoccurring incomes, vehicles that create and pay us residually. So yeah, it is more work. And I want you to understand the gravity of it before we step into it. You guys are, committed. We're going forward on it. And everybody that's not part of that, you're going to hear some stuff here today, but we're going to go into it. And when that class is done, right, we're going to restart the series again, and we'll open the door for new people to come in and keep going. But you're going to be learning what you need to do to make that happen. Now, the one thing I cannot do for everybody is I can't do all the work for you. Right. And as I keep telling everybody, I yet to have a 2x4 button on my cell phone. I can't hit you upside the head when you're not showing up. Someone creates that, I want it. I can tell you right now, if I had the ability to hit you upside the head when you're not showing up for yourself, I would. I love you that much. I'd pop you. Let's go. What are we waiting on? You cannot let yourself down, and you're gonna get some patterns down. And this is part of the whole mindset. We got to get this out of the way first. But this manifesting that I'm going to go into, and I'm looking at the clock, it's like 18 minutes. Boom, we got to get this out. And I'm gonna do the notes. So let me go ahead and share my screen. I was going to scroll through here. Look at everybody's. Look at all that. Good, Joe, you're here. All right. Now, if there's anybody that's part of the millionaire training, you committed to it. You're one of the 242, and you do not have access to the new CRM. I need you to raise your hand, and I need your instructor to help you get in. There shouldn't be anybody, because everybody that committed to that should already be in. Okay, so instructors, pay attention really close on the hands raised. If they don't have access to the new CRM to get in the call, we got to get them in. MSIs, I need your help. PSIs, GSIs, we need to answer that. There's a 1, 2, and counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a good 12, 13 now. Riel, if you can make sure they're on the committed list.
Yeah.
And then you guys are going to get an email to log into the new CRM, and that's where you're going to log into the instructor. If you're not in the instructor training, I can't teach you how to make $1 million. I can't. I can only teach you what I know works, right? Right. MSIs, PSIs, GSIs, let's knock those down.
Darlene, text me what your schedule is for tomorrow.
You want to get them on the instructor call tonight, though.
Yep. Is
there any in mine here? Probably. I've been trying to catch up for like nonstop. Valerie, you should be in. Riel, if you could take care of Valerie.
Yeah.
I know where she went off to. She lowered her hand.
Nope, she's on a second page.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we're going to take care of those in the next 15 minutes. Everybody else, you're going to see my notes.
Oh, Valerie did lower her hand. Valerie, put your hand back up, please.
She should have access to the CRM. She should be in there. Right. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but this is the little sheet on how to take the products. There's so many cool things that we get anymore. All right, I'm gonna go to my notes. All right, so Brielle,
Yes.
on that millionaire sheet, do we have their email addresses by chance?
I don't. I just have their names on here and their attendance.
Rory,
All
Linda
right.
Horn's got her hand up, and I know
But
she's
if
got a PBS Vortex, so.
But if you need me to put their email on, I can make a call up for it.
I was gonna do this. I'm gonna do a new folder.
Who wanted me to unmute? Do you need something? Do you need me, my help?
Probably. We got to get some people that make sure that they have staff access to the instructor call.
Okay, Brielle, let me know.
Okay.
So I'm doing notes, and so you guys have this to fall back on. Now I'm going to tell you, and you know what? I'm going to go a little bit over as we get everybody into the millionaire course today. We got to make sure everybody has access to it. And when we do that specific training, I'm going to launch into this today and help get mindset ready. And we're going to work on mindset maybe the first few weeks because that's such a big deal, right? Somehow I want to make this like a, okay. I'm going to go into this now. What I'm about to cover here, I don't expect anybody just to get it. I mean, that would be nice. I really do not expect it. And I'm going to keep it open here in the headlines and ad training. It's going to be right down here in the ZZZ Millionaire course, which is at the very bottom folder right here. We'll keep notes of this course in there so you guys have it to reference, go back and forth. It's all about some understanding, and then we're going to get into actually the work that we're doing. Now, over the course of the next couple of weeks, those that are not doing everything right, we're going to work towards getting there. Those that don't have access to the call systems for SMS and stuff that's being added PBS Vortex, we're getting that in just the mere weeks, right? So that's all coming. Those that are already doing it, you're going to continue to do it, right? We're in a transition. We're going to cover all that today. And I'm looking at the time, and I want to make sure I really preface this. And I also wanted to give a lot of meat potato training, which this is a good way to get people adjusted on for every student that came today. And then we're going to go into the millionaire training, which will be on the instructor call, which is going to be closed, which is going to be something we will not broadcast out. And 242 people, we're going to get pretty serious about it. And we're going to go, and it's going to be a methodical thing. And I'm going to tell everybody here too. Here, I'm going to stop my share for 2 seconds. This is not a get rich quick scheme. No one's become a millionaire quick. It's going to take a while. You guys got to learn things to get in line with it. All right. So anybody here that was like, oh, if I can't become a millionaire in a month, I'm out, go. Because I can't do that. It took me a while to figure it out, guys. I got in the business world at 14, got some great mentors at 15, and it took me a couple of years, and I was able to generate this revenue and got some things going because I got myself positioned in the right place at the right time. I was able to exploit that into other businesses. But you've got to do all that. And you know what? And I got to tell you, in my course, I mean, so I didn't even realize what was happening in some of it because I was working with mentors that were guiding me, and I took that first opportunity and I dove into it. And what a lot of people I don't really go into, I'll tell you, is I started learning from my mentors and helping them, and I did it for free. I was getting paid in training. And I got to be part of projects, and I got paid in stock, which means if they made money, Rory's going to make money. If they aren't going to make money, I'm still learning. I didn't see any way I was going to lose. I didn't need the income to live. So I was investing my time and energies for what it would give me, right? And I feel like, I felt very inspired to bring that up today for the reason of, some people just hang around here. Well, you're still part of what's going on. You're soaking things up, right? And you're doing a little bit and you're learning. And I know that when you hear me speak and you hear Tanya speak, you're like, these folks are real. They're giving us love and attention. This is real. It's just got to get you. How do we talk to get you to understand it, right? How do we get in, right? And that's what this millionaire training course is really about, is how do I show you exactly why things work for me? And it's so much in mindset training. And even though it's that 242 is closed, no one else can come in that right now. That's a lot to start with. We're going to do it, and we're going to get a good rhythm, and then we'll open it up again for new people to come in to add to the cycle, because it's one of those things we're going to revisit the system. There is no secret, folks. It's hard work and knowing how to do things in the right way and working smart. But it's this: mind over matter is the biggest part. If your mind's not right, nothing's going to be right. And this whole manifestation thing is what really needs to be understood. So I'm going to start out with that for everybody today. And then I'm going to go into it even more in session number 1. And I'm going to document the sessions as we do them. I got them laid out here in my book, but I'm going to write them out with you guys so you guys have notes to go back and remember what I said. And I probably should record them and put them somewhere too, just to create a series. But I do, you guys, I like to call an audible, and I go based on inspiration sometimes. And if I'm looking at your guys' eyes, so I'm going to say on the millionaire course, I need eyeballs on me. I need to see that I'm getting through. I need to, be able to treat you like you're the only one I'm talking to. And Zoom allows me to do that. And I'll just have to rotate through. And we'll see where things will go and progress. So cameras on, folks, when we do the next bit in 5 minutes or 10 minutes,
Can
whenever we get
I
on.
say something? There's some
course.
people that only have first names. I need last names too. So there's
Oh, edit your names like Angela.
yes.
Last name, AL, we need your full name, Salazar.
Sorry, I'm like, I don't know where to add them, so I need both first and last name, please.
Today is going to be getting everybody in. So the more you can help us do that, the better.
Okay.
And you're pulling their customer account, making staff. Is that what we're doing?
If that's what you want us to do, then yes, that's what we're doing.
Yeah. That's what we got to do. They got to have access to that. If they're not a staff member, they cannot access the instructor call from the CRM. And I do want to let everybody, those 242, I want to get everybody in. We're doing roll call.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, there are still some people that haven't updated their on here with their last names in the Zoom, so I don't know.
So Jerome, Huberto 1, and we need full names in here. We need those when you guys come in the calls anyway. This helps us all out.
Thank you.
Okay, let me go back to this. So MCRC, and I'm gonna throw my little I'm trademarking this. Then I'll get it registered. I wonder if that's even available. Should we see what the domain is? I'm sure it's gone. 4-character domains. It's not secure. That's a good sign. It could be for sale. It's for sale. Under construction. All right. All right, hold on 1 second. While you guys are doing that, let me get this ready. Okay. While you guys are working on that, I'm going to go ahead and spell this out, and I'm going to cover it more and more times, right? So manifest it is to declare what you wish and desire to happen. Be specific as possible. More specific. and I'm probably going to alter this from time to time because I'm trying to, how do I explain it to everybody who understands it, right? So for example,
Hey, Darlene, check your email. I just gave you access. If you can't get it, let me know via text.
yeah, I'm putting notes in here. So I like to have like, I always try to find a system for anything so that it can be explained better and so that people can grasp it, right? So the MCRC process is manifest it, claim it, receive it, celebrate it, right? What does that mean, right? So manifesting it, you're declaring it, right? You're like, I am going to do this. And you got to be specific. I'm going to receive this. Like my best example that I like to give is, prior to me doing V marketing. Now, the reason why I say prior to doing V marketing is I manifest what I'm going to get or receive. But if you just ask for it, it's not like it's just going to pop in front of you. It's going to fall out of the sky. You're going to trip and fall, and it's there. No. That's not how this works. And I've heard people like conclude that when they read something like The Secret or there's some other really good books that cover about manifestation. It's not like you just ask for it and it just shows up. No, you ask for it. You've got to claim it. You got to know it's yours. You're claiming it. That's mine. I desire it so strong. It's mine. I've asked for it. I know I'm going to get it. And then you receive it. I know I deserve it. I believe it's mine. And then you got to follow the nudges to get it done. Now, the thing about that is when I talk about my manifestation before I go do V marketing is I've kind of already got a motion on how I'm going to achieve certain things because I already know what the action items are. I already know what resources I'm going to apply towards that manifestation. Right? It's a lot easier to receive things you manifest for when you've got a vehicle you know that you can achieve it with. And it's about putting the alignment in place. So, if you don't have a business that you can build to create the income you desire, well, then you're going to have to create a business. You're going to have to find a way to be part of that money flow, right? You're going to have to be nudged into something like that. When you already have something that gives you the action items that you can go with, then you're going to manifest specifically what your outcome is for the day of activity that you're looking to do, right? And I get that down. So that's why I say, like, before I go to marketing, I manifest, I'm going to find 3 incredible team members today, or 3 this week. And I ask it, based on, hey, I can only work 2 hours today. I'm going to find 2 great people. And sometimes you're like, wow, that sounds hard. You know what? I do. I manifest, I'm going to find 2 great people. And if I manifest for 3, I'm probably, because I'm working a little bit longer, I want to find 3 today. And I get that out there. I don't, I've gotten this, a little bit twisted in information when I learned it. Why don't I ask for 30? Well, because I got to be real. I may not be able to even call 30 people, and that's just not the way the numbers are going to fly. They're not going to be 100% all in and 100% all great. But if I talk to 10 people, I'm probably going to find 3 great ones. If I talk to 20 people, I'm probably going to find 3 great ones. So I manifest based on what I know I'm going to do. And then I know that the outcome is going to come based on what work I got to put into it. But I'm still going to manifest it because I know that when I'm looking for that and I've manifested it, the universe is going to help line the things up. People are going to answer the phone. They're going to be prompted. Things line up when you request it. And at the same time, it's kind of like this switchboard. I'm going to go back to phone talk because I kind of can relate to it. Is everybody's asking for something and they're praying for things and they want things to be answered. And it's kind of like a switchboard. And sometimes what they're looking for, and you become the person that gets connected by the universe. And sometimes it is that simple, but it doesn't feel that simple until you look back. So if you look at the way we do lead generation, it's all part of manifestation, claiming it, receiving it, and celebrate. It's all part of the same process. Right? Yeah, we're spending money to go out there, but we're putting ourselves out there saying, hey, guide the right people here so I can be here to receive them. I'm doing the action items and putting the motions in place to allow that to happen. And that's kind of where the understanding is going to come, right? So, like, let's say that you manifest, you want to find a life partner, right? You're like, I just haven't been able to find a decent person to spend my life with. You got to manifest it, but you can't. That doesn't mean you just curl up in a ball in your home and don't go talk to people, right? You got to go out to the right type of prompting places, or where do you feel inspired to go? You can't. You got to go do actions, right? There's got to be an action process, right? So it's all part of this. It's all kind of one and the same. In what we're doing. And what really opens my mind up to this is when we have these celebrations, like we just had this 4-year anniversary with Villa Vita. Pasta gets all this, right? He may not explain it the same way, but he gets it all, right? He says he's going to do all this. We're doing this. We're going here. He talks the same way I do, or I talk the same way he does. And you claim it, you receive it, and then you follow the promptings, and then boom, you get these people that you attract in because you're out in the right places and the nudges, but you've asked for it. And then don't be shocked when you receive it. Careful what you ask for, because when you get it, it's going to be very specific to what you asked for, right? And then you've got to make yourself, worthy. And all these mentor things that come up there, right, is, part of receiving something is you've got to believe it's yours, believe you're worthy, and become that person that's worthy for something like that. And when you're really striving and you're really doing things in the right manner, things start happening. And then eventually it just becomes a way of life. You just like, oh yeah, I'm going to get all that because I know it's how it works. And you're in the right steadings. You're in the right steps. You've got your life lined out to allow the process to work. Right? Everything is a process, because we're all patterns. We all live in patterns. We all react to patterns. We all create patterns. Why not have a pattern of manifestation to claim it, receive it, and celebrate it, than a pattern of ups and downs, strife and trials? Some of us, okay, I'm going to get philosophical for a second, and we're going to cut over. How are we doing on the names and the access?
Good. Everyone's texting me that they're getting them in. So I'll talk for everyone. Going good.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to pass the host to you. Oh, actually, it's on the same system.
Okay.
I want to cut over. I give you guys all a taste today of this. I want you guys to think about it. All right. And I'll tell you this. Everything we have in RRR247 was built under this understanding. So, you know, and I watch people all the time. And if you're a negative talker or you have a lot of self-doubt on yourself and you're not getting results, you're getting the results you're asking for. And if you don't think you're asking for them, you are, right? What you put out there, what you believe, all of that depicts what you're going to get. And I've always heard this, right? God, and I always say God, universe, to me, it's the same, bigger power than me. Our God wants us to be happy, right? As a parent, you look at your child and you want your child to have the best blessed life ever. You don't want to see them struggle. You want them to have a way better life than you. Our God wants us to have a great life. It's all there. But we've got to do the things to receive it, to appreciate it, to celebrate it, and be that deserving person for it. And all this makes sense to everybody. I know it. I see your eyes. You're going along with it, and it's just the understanding. Well, when you have the understanding and you've got the vehicle to apply it to, or in our case, the vehicle or the system of vehicles to apply it to, it makes all the difference. You know, if you've got an existing company and it's becoming successful, it's because you've been manifesting it, you've been doing the work, you're doing all the things that are required. You want to be bigger and bigger and bigger. You learn what to do with it and apply it, but you still got to ask for it. You still got to be in the right mindset to receive it, or else it's not going to connect. Nothing happens on its own. God's hand is in everything. If that's a wake-up call for everybody, anybody here, I'm going to be shocked, because we all kind of have a very similar background and understanding. I think we're all God-fearing, God-loving people, but we get what we ask for, and we reap what we sow, right? And if you're a decent person doing the right things happen for you. But if you beat yourself up and you hold yourself to a higher accountability, not realizing that, you know, man, I'm going to sound like a sermon here. I'm going to try to be. We deserve amazing things. Our families deserve amazing things. We get to help the world, and the world deserve amazing things. And a lot of it is just understanding how to ask for it. And that knowledge has been lost. I say it's been lost on purpose, right? We got to find the path to that. But you guys, if you ever get a chance to hang around successful people, they're happy. They know that helping others is the pathway to success, but they're always looking to better themselves. But they're also very forward and very generous, because you can't help but to do that. When you're receiving everything you're asking for, and you're understanding it, and you're claiming it, and you're receiving it, and you're celebrating it, it's impossible not to want to help others do the same. You want to, and it's having a system to do that. And we have such a great platform here, and we get to find a lot of people that don't know this. And to me, it's my obligation to pay it forward. Someone's done it for me. Multiple mentors in my life have helped me get to where we are today. And I get to pay the information forward, and we have all this technology to do it again and again and again. All right. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna cut over. I'm trying to think what else to do. Let's see. Okay, so Brielle, do you have my private link?
Yeah. I think. Hold on.
We're gonna do this. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna have you go into that one. Do you know how to get into it?
No.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Niall.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, go ahead and let's post the link here. And then if you could start that one for a second. And then anybody here that's not in the new CRM, let's have you go to that link so they can get you into it.
Yeah, I'm checking Darlene Zerby password. Yep, it works. You're in. Darlene, just follow that email. You can get in. You'll see Zoom rooms on the left. All right. I'm gonna head over there now, Rory. Oh,
perfect.
gotta get the link first.
Yeah, I'm going to get it right here. I got it. All right, so I'm going to put it in chat. Leave this room and go to that one if you do not have access to new CRM to get into the instructor call and you're part of the millionaire training. I'm going to call it the millionaire course.
Perfect. I'm gonna go over there just to make sure. I'm leaving
Anybody?
this one.
Oh, I'll wait for a second. Now I'm going to go start the new one. If your hand's raised and you've got access, lower your hand. I'm about to cut this off. So anybody here that's not in the new CRM, you need to go to that other Zoom I just gave you right there. Niall's going to start that up and we'll get everybody in there. And if you're in the millionaire thing, okay, if you're in the millionaire, if you're going to go to the millionaire course, you need to leave this one and go to the instructor call. So go to the new CRM, go to the Zoom rooms on the left, go to the instructor call. We have new people coming in here. So I'll say that if you're in the millionaire training, go to the instructor call link from your CRM. We'll be seamless on this next week. Tanya's going to close out the call. Everybody's going to go to that course. We're going to go there and get going on the day. Today's housekeeping. Okay, make sure you guys have that link. We're down to 4 hands, 8 hands. Make sure you guys, if your hand's up and you don't have that link, go click on that new Zoom link up on the bottom. They'll give you help there. Esmeralda, if you don't have it, click on that link. John Pulasic. Andy. Andy and Andy, there's 2 Andys. Andy Salazar and Andy. If you guys don't have this, click on that link. Are you in twice, Andy? You're in twice. 2 cameras. John Pulasic. Are you in the new CRM? Yes or no? Nod your head. Esmeralda, are you in the new CRM? Okay, hold on. You can talk, Esmeralda. You gotta unmute first. Rhonda Chick, I see a bunch of people here. Go to the instructor call. We're moving over there now. Esmeralda, are you in the new CRM? Okay, I need you to go click on that new Zoom link I gave there. Do you see it in the chat? Esmeralda, I need you to move to that link. I'm going to go to that link. That link's on a separate Zoom. Brielle will be there. They'll help you get set up. Okay, I'm going to end this. Make sure you have that link. We're going to the instructor call now. If you don't have access to that because you don't have access to new CRM, go to that Zoom link that I just put on the bottom that ends in 8380. They're going to get you connected. Today's housekeeping.